It looks like you're sleeping. I came to wake you up, wake you up. You're battling demons. I'm here to break it up, break it up. Just sit back, relax, and get ready to fly. Surrender your body, your soul, your mind.
No one said you were more horrible than the baby killer. You're just horrible. Are we going to, are there degrees of horrible? We're going to say 1 to 10. 10 being a baby killer. You're an 8, okay?
It's kind of pretty crappy, but you know what? What we need to do is we need to ask these haters 6 simple words. 6 simple words and see what the response is. What have they done to help?
What have you done to help?
What have they done to help?
What have you done to help?
What have they done to help anybody?
What have you done to help anybody?
Have they sponsored one missing person flyer? I know I have. Have they...
You printed them on your antiquated fax machine.
Sponsored a banner for a missing child? I know I have. Have they pushed for new legislation so our children aren't lost in the shuffle?
Have you? Don't say you have because you haven't.
I know I have.
No, you haven't.
Many of you guys that are new to this channel, many of you guys have been with me for a while. They are now trying to throw stuff I did. Now, mind you, I went to court and was found not guilty of these charges.
No, you weren't.
But they're insisting on trying to cause me brand damage, financial harm. They are slandering me.
You have at least 8 domestic violence charges. Who's causing you damage?
They are defaming me, and they're trying to destroy this channel, which is a clear violation of law. And so we have to ask ourselves, why are you...
No one's trying to damage your brand. You've already done that yourself.
Those clip channels love to lie. For example, our beloved...
No, we don't love to lie. We play your clips.
A vacation. I'm sorry. I don't know any vacation I've ever took that I'm so exhausted from having so much fun
that you've ever taken, not ever took.
I'm ready to go home and go to bed, right?
Please do that.
Ready to sleep in my own bed, right? Because it's so much fun living out of a hotel and having to drive around and find information about a missing 20-month-old boy because mainstream media is not telling the people out there what's really going on.
We know what's going on. He was put in a landfill. He was put in the dumpster by his mother, we assume, and he's in a landfill. What are you driving around asking? Do you think there were people in her house at 5:30 in the morning? Or are you just trying to get secondhand information, gossip, which we don't need? Take that to Facebook.
You know, that's my job. That's not a vacation. You know what I consider?
This is not your job. This is a hobby. You don't make enough for it to be your job.
Vacation? I consider a vacation one that I don't have to come live on YouTube because YouTube is my job. So if you see me on YouTube, guess what? I'm working. I'm working.
No, you're not. This is a hobby. You don't make enough. You have to ask for money to go to Georgia, which is 6 hours from your house. If you can't afford it, stay home and fix your goddamn roof.
All the haters out there, they've been really beating up on Dolly and me, right? They have never done a damn thing for any of these children, but they're complaining about the money that we're making.
You know what? You don't know what anyone's done. I've done plenty for children. You have no idea what I've done for children. But what I don't do is go running around on the side of a street or in front of someone's job, getting them fired so they can't pay to feed their children. I don't yell at random people in hotel parking lots that I don't know. If I did want to talk to this guy, I would ask him his name and I would be civil to him. Yelling wouldn't do any good, and it didn't do any good. You do nothing. You don't know what other people have done for children. You certainly don't know what I've done for children.
Right? Are we really making money? Because I left here with some money, and I came back with less money than I left with. So what?
Yeah, so that's not a job. That's not a profit and loss expert that would do that.
What does that tell you? I'm just curious. Even if it's only $1 or $2 less than I left with, what does that tell you? And why does it matter to the haters?
It tells me you're an idiot.
the information. Each person decides for themselves whether they want us to be there. If my audience didn't want me going, they wouldn't have sponsored this trip. They want me there, whether the haters like it or not.
Girl, I love you going. I love everything you do because it gives me content. So please keep going.
Haters aren't getting 1,000 people in their chat trying to find out information about me, but we're getting thousands of people in our chat trying to find information about Baby Q. Why? Because they're not getting it from their local stations.
Okay, his name is Quentin. Everyone called him Quentin. You need to put respect on his name. His name is not Baby Q. You didn't raise him. You had nothing to do with him. You never met him. You're doing nothing for him now. Nothing. Nothing. Please get that through your head. Calling him Baby Q to get a hashtag going does no good for him. Okay? His name is Quentin.
Not kidding. Some of them, yeah, they may have a little 15-second segment on Quentin here and there, but we're 24/7 Quentin. 24/7 Quentin, because that baby matters to us. This is more than just a story for us. This is about justice.
No, it's not. It's about clicks and views. Dolly can't say it enough. You can't say it enough. Dolly running around in the neighborhood telling some random guy that he's got, I don't know, 10 million views and how many subscribers he has. What does that guy care? What does that have to do with Quentin? Nothing.
I hate that. Like when I was a manager, I was a manager.
Okay. This is a good one. Okay. Listen carefully.
A real estate outfit. And I had about, a few people under me, some real estate agents, some administrative people that I was training.
She had a real estate license for 1 year. 1 year.
Things of that nature. And one of the rules I always had is don't ever come to me with a complaint without having a solution to that complaint. Because I don't want to...
What is the role of a manager if not to find solutions to problems? So you had your employees solve their own problems, correct?
People just bitching about shit and not, bringing solutions to the table. We're all adults here.
Hey, I have a solution. Go to the drama community. Go to the police auditing community. Actually, you would be awesome at being a big mouth asshole that confronts police at a traffic stop. Perfect.
So if you're going to complain about something, then complain about something, but make sure you have a solution to fix it before you start coming to me with it. Because if there's no solution, I don't want to hear your complaint. Right? So they're complaining a whole lot, but they're not providing a whole lot of solutions, right?
I just gave you one.
What are they doing?
I'm doing parodies. You think you're like Dog the Bounty Hunter. Glare says the woman from Misery, which I agree with. Eileen Wuornos, kinda, when you laugh. But who is it you think you are? And this isn't a reality show. This is a real child. It's not about you and Dolly, God, the fucking clown show, strategizing and following murder suspects. No one needs you to do that. The cops know where they are. They knew where they were at the hotel. People they should be following is you, and they probably are.
And that's what I'm going to provide. You think you're going to get to go out and have a good time? I hope those shots and those drinks were good. Because, baby...
They're in a hotel. They had to eat. They went across the street or wherever the hell it was and ate and had drinks. The waitress said they were acting normal. They had drinks and food. That's not against the law.
You better stay home if you're going to drink so I can get you, show everybody how you guys like to party at your house while your grandson and son...
And they weren't partying at their house. Even Dolly said. They were standing outside. You fucking idiot.
Is in a dumpster, in a landfill.
You're just trying to incite violence, which is against the law. The more you make people hate these people, which they're hated enough, we don't know what happened, if he murdered him, if he drowned in the pool, then she needed to cover it up so she wouldn't be responsible.
This is what's not happening in Chatham County. This is the reason why I have a problem with the conduct they are doing. This is not right. This is the same nonsense they did with Summer Wells' parents. They knew that those children were being abused. They didn't charge...
No, they didn't. And if they did, they would have arrested them. They surely would have arrested them by now.
His parents with the low-hanging...
Because they have the boys. I'm sure they've questioned them. I'm sure they've had physicals. So if those 3, reprobates that you interviewed out in Tennessee that were spewing all kinds of bullshit that was actually true about them, if all that were true, they would have been arrested. The Wells would have been arrested. Okay?
Fruit, the stuff that the statutes of limitations hadn't run out of. And guess what? Some of these charges...
Ran out, not run out.
The statutes of limitations have already ran out for Summer Wells because the dereliction of duty from Hawkins County, Ronnie Lawson, now mind you, Ronnie Lawson's son was just arrested. How did he keep this away from all of us? There's corruption in Hawkins County. Corruption, folks. Because Hawkins County's sheriff, his own sheriff, Ronnie Lawson's...
It was front page news.
...son can abuse children from his church and keep it...
What children? Where did it say he abused children in his church? I'm sorry. If this is true, I just haven't seen it.
under wraps while they're trying to investigate Summer Wells' case. Then the man's supposed to get 20 years and works out a plea deal for only 1 year. If that is not corrupt as hell, I don't know what is, right? And this law enforcement agent, Chatham County.
You know, what if, just going to throw this out there, what if the police were lying on his affidavit? You know, could be.
Sure sounds pretty similar to Hawkins County. So I am starting to feel that the corruption element all...
Oh my God. If it sounds similar, it's because they're following the law. You know, the law that you know so much about.
over the place here in Chatham County. Don't know. Haven't looked under the hood just quite yet. But I am dealing with some legal things right now to make sure that what Chatham County did to me will never happen again.
You weren't credentialed. Law enforcement has to credential you to go into one of their press conferences. You don't know that because you're not a fucking reporter. Your credentials came in the form of a letter that enticed you to pay whatever you paid, $69 to $250, for a press badge that you could have made on your antiquated fax machine. So you have a letter that humored you into thinking you're credentialed. You're credentialed by the venue or by a, like a media company that you work for, like CNN, ABC, Fox. No one was targeting you, Andra. You're not a goddamn reporter with credentials to go into a press conference. You're not going to sue them. You're not going to harass them, because if you do, you'll look like even more of an idiot than you already look.
And can you believe that people are trying to say that this is not necessary, that we should not be fighting for a 20-month-old kid, that we are somehow we're the bad people, right? We're the bad people for being out here.
No one said you shouldn't be fighting for him. There's just nothing to fight for. The police are handling it. They're not going to arrest her until they have enough evidence. They wouldn't have named her a suspect if they didn't have good evidence. But there's a thing called speedy trial. You may have heard of it in all your law experience. They will arrest her when it's time. You have nothing to fight for, okay?
Not the mother or grandmother that were that were completely, utterly responsible for this 20-month-old's death. A lady that was with that biker came out and was screaming at me, "You're horrible! You're horrible!" I'm thinking, I'm more horrible than a baby killer? What?
Yeah, you were screaming at a lady with a baby. Cool.
People are effed up, dude. I am more horrible than the baby killer that they're protecting. You have got to be kidding me.
No one said you were more horrible than the baby killer. You're just horrible. Are we going to, are there degrees of horrible? We're going to say 1 to 10. 10 being a baby killer. You're an 8, okay?
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Dolly Vision, right? He wouldn't let the bullhorn go. I ain't lying.
Yeah. Dolly Vision says in the bullhorn, your baby's dead. So I guess he thought it was cute when you did it. Perfect pair. Perfect match.
Looked at him. We got in the car. I was taking him back to his room. And I said, you know that bullhorn bit you. He's like, what do you mean it bit me? I said, it bit you. I said, it's got you now. And he's talking about, my bullhorn's going to be bigger than yours. No, your bullhorn better never be bigger than my bullhorn, Dolly Vision. I will cut that bullhorn right off you. Yours can't be bigger. You can have a lot of
Thus the name Bobbit.
bigger things in life, Dolly, but the one thing you can't have bigger than mine is the bullhorn. I'm sorry. Thank you, Aussie girl. Thank you. Right? Bullhorn Dolly. That was funny. Da-na-na, na-na-na, na-na-na. And people are like, oh, I can't believe they're out there. Look, you got to find some things to entertain yourself. That stuff is boring. We have to liven it up. It has to be something, mind you, I have not drank a drop of alcohol the entire time I have been in Georgia. Not one drop of alcohol. Have there been days that I feel like, man, I deserve a beer? Man, I'd like to go out and have a beer. This has been a long day. It's been a rough day. What about those tears that my haters aren't saying? Have they been out there praying? Like, it's emotional. This is so flippin' emotional. You go out there, like, I have to pray over that house because that house is evil. So I have to pray over that house and the people that are in it. The people that I want to see in prison, I have to pray over. And I have to pray over this little boy. And I stood across the street and I just put my head down and I just prayed silently to myself. And let me tell you guys something. Those tears just kept going and going and going and going. And they didn't stop. I literally had to stand there for a few minutes because everybody was away from me. Everybody was over there by the car.
Of course, no one saw you crying and crying and crying. Oh my God.
And I still had tears rolling down my eyes, so I went over there, and I kind of had to put my back to them so I could get, a towel to wipe my face because the water was pooling literally in my sunglasses.
Jesus Christ. You're lying. if you were able to manage to squeeze out any tears whatsoever for a child you don't know, you would have put it on camera. You would have had someone, you'd had 3 of those crackheads with their phones focused on your fucking tears. Oh my God.
Appreciate that. We love you guys. Oh, there's one. I did miss a few. Keep up the good fight. I wish I could be there. My father's very sick, and it wasn't for that. I would be there too. I appreciate it. Yeah, and maybe this is what, so the 22nd is Saturday. So I'm thinking this.
Notice she didn't say a word about the Robert's girl's father. Not, I'm sorry. Oh my God, what's wrong with him? I hope he feels better. No, she goes right into this.
It would be a great time for the people of the community, the people that are surrounding the community. If you guys would like to come out and show your support for baby Q, I think something like around 1 p.m. on the 22nd. Welcome to the people that protect these baby killers. So
no one on YouTube is protecting a baby killer. Not one person, not a soul, or not a creator. No one is protecting Leilani. Okay? People think you're a clown. So many people think you're a clown. You can accept it. You don't take criticism well. You should. I've seen you change things because of criticism. You could make it constructive, but you don't. You keep lying, exaggerating, thinking violence, and your disdain of mothers. You got some kind of mother complex. You think that's helping these children, and it's not. Quentin can't be helped. Quentin can get justice, but we don't know what that justice is yet. We don't know what happened. If he accidentally drowned, you're going to have to accept the fact that she'll probably be charged with, I know, abuse of a corpse, some kind of, I don't know what else you'd be charged with because I'm not in the law like you, so maybe you could tell me. But we're not.
I'm not allowed to ask for support, so I'm not supposed to make money at all. I'm supposed to do this kind of work with no money and no donations. I don't know how they expect that to work. I guess they don't understand how.
It's not how it works. It's a hobby. It's not a job. You don't. If you're that stupid that you would think you have a job that could be pulled away from you at any moment, if YouTube decides, not to monetize you anymore, to, some jackass wants to take you down with reports, your job is gone. Whatever it is you make that you always say is not enough will be gone. There's no job security. Are you that stupid? Are you? It's not a job, Andra. There's no insurance. I'm hoping you pay taxes because that's another reason it could be pulled from you.
Adding and subtracting works. That's just general arithmetic. So now we're realizing how dumb these other creators are. Like, truly dumb.
No, that didn't make me realize a fucking thing.
I heard one comment said, they're making money reporting this case. And somebody, I don't know who it was, wrote there and said, oh yeah, I'm sure those news reporters do this out of the bottom of their heart. The news.
They're educated. They went to the woman that interviewed you that didn't want to get anywhere near you. She's educated. She's poised. She speaks well. I mean, she asked you to spell your name. Andra Griffin, a.k.a. Bullporn Betty. Was the a.k.a. part the spelling part? I don't know. But she's a professional journalist. She has ethics. You're not a journalist. That's the difference. Your sister is a journalist. She's paid because she's a professional. You're not a professional journalist. What is it you went to school? Oh, a paralegal, which, okay. Jesus Christ. So that's the difference. That's why they get paid. They have a boss. They have credentials, Jesus Christ.
More money. Think about it. A&E doing that Gabby video. Now, mind you, every person that was in there that spoke, that spoke on screen, they didn't pay them $1 to do that. Think about it.
Okay. Are you familiar with marketing? Are you familiar with how that works? Because to be on A&E, to have you would bitch. You would bitch if they were stealing your copyright because people would laugh at you. I promise. People do laugh at you for the laundry case. But the advertisement money that would have to be spent for a 3-minute ad on any A&E show, that's what you would have to spend. That was free. They got something free.
But the documentary company...
And they didn't help produce it. They did nothing to help produce it. I have a friend that does this. You sit in a chair. They put your makeup on. They pay for your, round trip plane fare, a nice hotel. You go and sit in a chair for, 30 minutes. You do the whole entire script. They edit it. And that's it.
millions off that movie, made millions off that movie with all their ads and stuff, but the participants that they were able to make millions off of, they paid zero. They paid them nothing to give their side, why they made millions. But you don't see these haters complaining about that, right? It's only about Bullhorn Betty. They don't like Bullhorn.
What is the connection? You have no connection to that. None. I don't get the connection. Why would I complain about the good creators, because there were very good ones in that documentary, not movie, but why complain about them?
Betty, that's what they don't like. But thank goodness, 1,530 of you guys love Bullhorn Betty. If you guys haven't liked this segment, please go out and like it. We got 1,500 people here, and this is how we get this stuff out. This is how we're able to, get Quentin's name out. And not only that, but show the atrocities going on in Chatham County, showing you guys how a baby killer is able to kill her baby and walk free, and not even.
Okay, again, you don't know that she killed her baby. You don't know that. There are no atrocities going on except for you and Dolly. What were there, 12? That you kept calling a crowd and a community of pissed off people. Casey Anthony case, that was a community of pissed off people. Is that what you're trying for? Because, no, I could not tell you one protester's name that was out there being obnoxious. I didn't like him, but I believe Casey Anthony should have been convicted.
Boost their views so they can boost their profits, right? They can't do it off their names because nobody knows who they are, right?
No need. No need to know who we are.
And that Crimes of the Crypt fashion, the lady that looks like
It's crimes in fashion.
she's on one leg in a coffin and the other one on a banana peel, like just fall into
That's not funny. And it's from like the, 80s?
the casket lady. I'm sure those fake tits will keep you, buoyant under the ground. You don't have to worry about it. Maybe a little more liposuction might help you. I'm not sure. But again, at the end of the day,
Oh, girl. See, this is why those pictures are posted and why I will post one of you trying to tell someone else they need a liposuction or that they look, I don't know, wrinkled or whatever you're trying to say with the crypt comment. Girl.
what has your fake plastic butt done for anybody besides complain and gripe? Oh, I thought you could do things better. I don't see you doing that, little girl. Old lady. Sorry. And so on Girard, past Buckhalter, straight ahead, it's a road. There's been tree trimmers on that road this entire week, almost in the same area.
Let me guess. The tree trimmers are undercover officers watching the house. Oh my God.
Cars back, moving the cars forward, moving the cars back, moving the cars forward. They look like they're working. But it dawned on me when I realized that somebody said that the FBI was watching the house in the field.
She's not the Mexican cartel. She's not the mafia. You watch too much TV. You really do. Oh my God.
That maybe that whole crew of tree trimmers might not be tree trimmers. So it is possible they have eyes on the house.
Jesus. Okay. I should monetize. I really should.
It's possible they do have eyes on the house. I'm sure they're probably, a little pissed that they had to go to a hotel, but we found him. We found him. Isn't it a violation of probation to be out at a bar getting drunk? I'm not sure
You would know.
if it is or not, but I remember when I was on probation. Mind you, that my haters are going to say that I was arrested.
Why were you on probation if you were cleared of everything? You have 2 felony DUIs. I may be wrong about that. It may be just 1 felony DUI because you had a previous DUI.
42 times. No, what they're passing around is a court record. So that court record actually has civil cases on it and tickets, like, when you run a stop sign and stuff like that. So no, I have not been arrested 42 times, okay?
See, when you lie like that, you're not lying. It is court records. But there are also arrests on this court record. There's domestic violence on your part where restraining orders were taken out against you since, I think, 1996. Okay? So those court records, the majority of them are not civil cases. The majority of them are you being arrested. Why? And then you'll lie like this. Someone's going to put up your record. Someone's going to recommend, and I do recommend this, to go to Burnt Toast channel, look up the video where she explains all of your charges. And she's very fair. She gives credit where credit's due. So when you do this, when you lie like you're doing, that's what prompts people to go back to your record. Maybe just don't mention it.
I've been arrested a lot. Yes, in my 20s I was. I had a lot of problems. We talk about it.
Wasn't just in your 20s.
On my show quite frequently. Because a lot of the stuff I dealt with in my older years stemmed from childhood trauma. And quite
the childhood trauma where you were born, according to you, with a silver spoon in your mouth. You were honor roll every single semester, but at the same time, you were hanging out with bad bikers. I don't know what all you said. Yeah. No.
Frankly, what Leilani is going through right now is stemming from her own childhood trauma. I'm not giving her an excuse because I had childhood trauma. I didn't kill a kid, right? But a lot of the stuff she's dealing with, the drugs, the alcohol.
No, but you tried to strangle a man. Wait. This cop, for some reason, lied on an affidavit about that. A cop answered a 911 call and thought, how can I make this more colorful? I'll just say, oh yeah, and the time you were running down the street half naked. That was a very inventive cop as well. We'll say she's running down the street naked. Sounds good. Let's write that down. Take it to a judge.
All the pain that she's trying to hide. That's because of the childhood trauma that she had to go through at the hands of her mother. This is a classic case of the abuse.
You know, it could have been a stepfather. It could have been a father. I did see the domestic abuse from 1993. That's on her record. But it doesn't say from, like, who. It could have been a father. It could have been a stepfather. She's not been arrested for domestic abuse since then. So all this shit you're saying, this is how you feel. And you're putting it out there for people to use as rumor. Or no, they'll say it's fact because I've seen it. I've seen your little minions running around to different chat rooms. I can always tell when they're from your chat because they're spewing bullshit.
Abused became the abuser. That's what we're dealing with here in this particular scenario. Is it like this all the time?
You don't know this. You do not know this. Yes, she could have been abused, but you're saying it's Bobby Joe when you don't know that. Maybe Bobby Joe was in an abusive relationship with someone that abused her children. You were abused, I guess. I mean, you were saying childhood trauma, unless they just didn't, give you what you wanted. I assume it had to do with traumatic abuse. I mean, fuck, I don't know. It wasn't your mother, apparently, because you and your dad were, abusing her, according to court records, not my feelings.
Not all the time. Not every single person that is an abuser or that was abused becomes an abuser. Not everyone is like that. But there are some that do. They've been abused and they didn't like it when they were a kid, but somehow, throughout life.
Sweetie, people in the true crime community know all this. Okay?
And then they become the same way that they were treated. And this is kind of what I'm seeing in this household. I truly believe that Leilani...
You don't see anything in the household. What you're seeing and hearing is from people in the neighborhood. I have neighbors. In fact, one neighbor has a child that screams and cries every single time they leave their house. Every single time. That baby cries, and it's been going on for 2 years. From the time they leave their front door until the time they get in their car and drive off. I don't see her hitting him. I don't see her doing anything to him. I don't know if he's allergic to the sun or air makes him, fresh air makes him cry. I have no idea. But I can't say, that's as much as I could tell someone. I'm not in their house. I'm sure a lot of those neighbors aren't in their house. And it could be true, but we don't know.
Was SA or ST'd by her mother when she was younger. This would explain a lot of her behavioral issues.
By her mother? You're just making this shit up again. I don't even know what ST means. I'm trying to think. I know SA is sexual assault. I'll go ahead and say it and, take the risk. ST would be trauma? I don't know. Anyway, you have no... I mean, that's a horrible thing to say. That her mother sexually assaulted her. You go to the foodie community. Have a blast. Go to the... I'm so angry that fuck shit comes out of my pores. Go to that one.
This would explain a lot. Again, I don't understand how a grandmother that seems to be so distraught that her daughter could potentially kill her grandson and then be out at a bar partying with her. Are you kidding me? If I killed...
Again, I don't know who said they were partying. I think some guy named Timothy that called in anonymously, which was probably, I don't know. JLR is not paying attention to you right now. But the people that waited on them, the woman that waited on them, said they were acting normally. Don't know where they're partying unless it was someone that, you got it from the Sun. And it was some, I don't know the guy's name, that called in and said he was from the area or something. So I would love to hear that phone call. I would love to hear a recording. See if it sounded like Dolly.
My mother's, you're talking...
But then again, y'all didn't know about them going. I don't know. God, you're so suspect about everything. I drive myself crazy.
Mama Bullhorn, sweet Mama Bullhorn. You guys have seen, heard Mama Bullhorn. She's here. I can promise you, if I had...
Mama Bullhorn? Mama Bullhorn? Jesus Christ. Okay.
A grandchild, and I murdered that grandchild, my mother, the last thing my mother would be doing is having drinks with me at a bar. My mother would be ready to probably put me 6 feet under if I harmed a hair on any of her grandchildren's head.
You're probably
And I
not
believe she
allowed
would be the
near
one that
them.
would do it, right? I really truly believe my mother would put her hands on me. Would literally physically assault me if I injured any of her grandchildren. I truly do believe that. I truly do believe that she would never,
Do they let you near the grandchildren?
in a million years, be at a bar, drinking and having a good time, or trying to find a man to go home and get some D with. That's what we're hearing, and I believe it because
That's what you're hearing. You're hearing that these two women were eating at a bar and drinking and trying to find some D. You know, this is like projection to me. You're in Georgia. You followed Dolly there, desperate in your attempt to get there. Were you trying to find some D? I honestly don't think he would fuck you, but then, I don't know, maybe. Mrs. seems way above you in everything, so I don't know. Maybe he lowered his standards. Who knows?
everything that these people have been telling us about this family has turned out to be true. So that means married Billy Joe is out there trying to get D from another man. How does that make you feel there?
You do not know that, you skanky bitch. You know, you make people take up for people that they wouldn't normally want to take up for. Because you say the most outrageous shit about people. You have no fucking idea that Billy Joe was at a restaurant. Married Billy Joe was at a restaurant with her daughter, trying to find some D, trying to find some dick.
I don't even know what her husband's name is. I don't even know.
Yeah, because you wouldn't. I mean, it was all over.
Maybe he's got a solo guy in the bedroom. Who knows? You know. But I can tell you one thing, dude. You can't turn a whore into a housewife, and she is a legit whore.
Hold on. You can turn a whore into a housewife. Her prostitution charges were 20 years ago. One prostitution. I have to look again. I believe there was one prostitution charge. Sometimes people do what they have to do. I think prostitution should be legal. If somebody wants to pay for it, and there's a girl willing, let's go for it. Consenting adults. You give it away for free. Ugh.
Chensey, no, I haven't. You know what? I talked to him one time, and we do our thing, and he was doing really good on Summer Wells, and then I jumped and started covering Kylie Rodney, and I got disconnected from Johnny B. But I love Johnny B. Maybe YouTube can be rough. You really got to have thick skin on this. They make it, for the new creators to come out. These.
But back to me and the creators, and me, the victim of these horrible creators on YouTube. Girl.
Like the MS-13 gang mentality, right? On here on YouTube. You got all the haters coming out, telling these creators, oh, if you guys hate BHB, your numbers will grow. No, not this day and age. That used to be what it was when they were lying. But people have sat here and watched me for a year and watched the
No, it's still true.
work I do. And they know that half the crap that was fed to them by these haters were pure lies.
Who knows that? Honestly, who knows that? I'll wait.
Pure lies. And, as far as scavenge is concerned, baby, I'm going to tell you right now, and this is going to be your final warning, do not put me in any of your, I'm telling you right now, and you'll be getting a letter from me here shortly. I do not want any contact from you. I don't want you talking to me. I don't want you putting me in your videos.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay.
Abuse is everything with children is being decriminalized. Are you kidding me? I think that's the whole reason why it forced the hand with the whole Roe versus Wade thing. Because California and, Maryland or something, we're about to start having infanticide up to 30 days. That means that you could kill your child after it was born up to 30 days and they wouldn't even investigate it. Like, you can literally...
What? What? After your child... Oh my God. Hold on. After your child was 30 days old, you're saying that California would allow for them to be killed. And that's part of abortion? Do you know the definition of abortion? You fucking idiot. Trump doesn't need you as a supporter because you make him look even more asinine than he already is. Jesus Christ.
SA, a child under 30 days old, it get killed because you just SA'd it and you walk free. And there's
What? What? Oh my God. What?
no investigation. That's the kind of crap that was going around this country. And I think that's...
Okay. So once the child is born, from 1 to 30 days old, it sounded like you there for a minute. From 1 to 30 days old, you can SA it, you can kick it around the trailer house, you can not feed it, not bathe it, not clothe it, sit it out in the dog cage all night long, up to 30 days. That's the deadline. If you don't kill that kid by the 30th day of its life, then you go to jail. Anything before that, have a blast, right? Are you fucking kidding me?
What? I think that's what pushed this over the edge. I really do. I don't know if that's true or not, but and this was stuff that was going into law. It was law. Like,
you don't know if it's true or not, but it was going into law? What? Calm down. I don't need you in my life. But you're such a fucking idiot. Someone has to call you out on your bullshit.
They already voted that this was okay. Seriously.
They already voted it was okay. Okay, you know I'm going to look this up. Off the bat, I'm going to tell you that that's not true. Common sense tells me there is no one in Congress, as hideous as they are, that would actually try to place this into law. I mean, you're so full of shit. She has lied about many things, including what she put in her affidavit to get a restraining order on Crude AF. None of that was true. So it could be that she's lying to you and making up bullshit stories that's got you scared. But trust me, no one would go to jail for that piece of shit that you call a daughter. With all due respect, honestly. Not honestly, but...
Sorry, it's very early morning here and my throat is dry. I've already had 3 cups of coffee.
When bullshit comes out of her.
But I just can't believe what you do.
Wait, your mom's name is Mammy the ranch woman in Florida? Okay.
And I'm so very proud of you. And
Mamie or Mammy? Mammy. Hope it's not Mammy.
I know for a fact you would never harm a hair on anyone's head.
Oh my God, she harmed a hair on. You're gonna have to get Jesus to take the wheel in a minute. You put a restraining order on her. She has strangled, hit, poked, knocked the teeth out of men. Do you not know this? This woman is violent. Okay. Do you drink, Mammy? Whatever. Do you drink?
But,
drugs?
you would know from the haters. I'm the most dangerous person on YouTube now.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Baby killers, but bullhorn Betty.
Well, that's not true.
Okay.
I mean, your Marine stepdad is so afraid for you. And he tells me to tell you to get your arse home and be safe. But
I know. This is definitely not the job you aspired for me to have at one time, I'm sure.
I'm ready to go be your bodyguard.
Yeah, Olivia's mom, that's what she does. She's been trained she was in the Cuban army. And so when she's out there, it's like, you don't mess with mama. So we do have a mama bear. Yes, actually, you know what? We need to start traveling with you, too.
Well, I'll just bring my Louisville Slugger.
There you go.
But I'll kneecap anybody that messes with you.
It's so cute to hear my mama talk like this, I gotta tell you. I believe it, though. And there's some times that are just, it's one of those things. But all I do is I stand there and record. And I'm going to have my piece. If somebody wants to hit me, I'll take the hit. If I'm fighting for a kid, I'll take the hit. But baby, you're going to jail. And trust me, I will not allow that prosecutor to plead guilty to you.
Well, I just don't understand the law enforcement in South Carolina because we're from the land of Grady Judd and Rick Wells and all the other fabulous sheriffs here in Florida that don't put up with BS. And believe me, they would have...
Yeah, but just going to throw this out there. At least 8 police officers lied about Loandra in their police affidavits, in their affidavits to the prosecutor. So, it's kind of bad. I don't know. Is Rick Wells over those police officers? Or, you know what I mean?
Let those ladies sit in jail while they build the case.
Yes.
There's just no way. But it's a disgrace. It's a complete disgrace, their behavior. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why people do what they do. I had severe postpartum depression with you and your baby sister to the point I would just sit and cry. And I'm sitting there and crying, and she said, "Mom, what's wrong?" And I go, I have postpartum depression and I can't get out of these crying jags. And I was trying to breastfeed and I couldn't.
An older sister that moved in while you were a baby?
At 42 years of age, they told me chances of you breastfeeding were nil to none. Mm-hmm. So, it's like cried when I had
Is
you.
your mom 80?
I starved you to death for 3 days before the pediatrician.
Hold on. Is your mom in her 80s at 42 years old? She was breastfeeding a baby. You're 43. Wow, your mom looks great for 83, or however old she is, in her 80s.
And told me, you have no milk. So, I couldn't understand why you were crying. And
Okay, so it was her that you had. Oh my God. Is your mom drunk? Hold on. I have to listen again. At 42 years old, your mom had you.
crying, Jags. And I was trying to breastfeed, and I couldn't. At 42 years of age, they told me chances of you breastfeeding were nil to none. So, now, what?
That's what she said. 42 years old. Okay. I got it.
I starved you to death for 3 days before the pediatrician told me, you have no milk. So, I couldn't understand why you were crying. And the minute I gave you formula, you sucked it down in 2 seconds.
I'll gas yourself too.
But then I cried. Because I was starting you. I thought you were breastfeeding and I wasn't making milk. And I cried because I felt so bad about
Felt like a bad mommy.
I was, but I am very, you know how protective I am.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you've experienced my women have fury. So
Yes.
So we won't go there. That's a story for another day.
Yeah, stay with us, Mom. I'm gonna get to Ruby and then I'll come back to you.
Oh my God, her mother has the same laugh. Okay. I'm gonna have to shut this down.
Sit back, relax, and get ready to fly. Surrender your body, your soul, your mind. So many colors, so many colors to see. So many colors, so many colors. It's getting needed.